Hello! I am the Witch of Jasmine and welcome back to my channel. Today is the Leo new moon, so I wanted to have a reading for you guys. Let's go! There we go. That was easy. I feel like this last moon cycle went by so fast. We just had, or well, not just, a month ago, we had a Cancer new moon, which, if you don't already know, I'm a Cancer moon, so that one, it got me really good, so I'm looking forward to a different new moon cycle. I'll go with that one. There we go. Okay, and then let's get some crystals. Got clear quartz, lapis, and green aventurine. Okay, let's take a look at our cards. We've got protection, tranquility, and refinement. All right, I'm going to give you a second. Take some deep breaths. Take a look at which one you are the most drawn to. Whichever one makes your head kind of go ding. That's the one. Of course, if you're drawn to more than one of these or all of them, you're welcome to watch as many of these readings as you'd like, but I'll give you a second. Oh, I gotta show them to you. I almost forgot. I gotta show them to you up close. My bad. Okay, we've got protection with clear quartz, tranquility with, I believe this is lapis. I might be wrong. I don't remember. Almost looks like soda-like, but either way. And then refinement with green aventurine. Okay, now I'll give you a few more seconds. Okay, if you need some more time, feel free to pause the video and continue deciding. But I'm going to get into the readings. So whichever one you picked, head down into the description box. I have timestamps for each of the readings, so I will meet you there. All right, we are starting with protection with the onion. We also got the Aries symbol on there, as well as, oh, I believe that's Earth. Let me double check. I always mix these up. Hold on. Okay, yes, that is the Earth symbol. All right, let's get into our cards. Today we are finding out, we are asking this new moon, what do you need to know for this new cycle? What's going on for you right now? Sorry, that's the neighbor's dog. What message does the moon have for you? This Leo new moon. That's exciting. Let me move that up a bit. Oh, oops. Sorry, I didn't grab that right. Hold on. There we go. Just take some deep breaths as I'm shuffling these out. Center yourself, ground yourself. Oh, that scared me. There we go. All right, so for our tarot cards, we have Knight of Pentacles reversed, Page of Swords reversed, Ace of Swords upright, Ten of Chalices, the Moon, and Harvest reversed. So with these cards down here, as you can tell, if you're familiar with tarot and the different cards, these ones are a little different. It's the same. This is the Green Witch Tarot. So it's the same deck. It's just that some of them have different names. So this, if you can guess, is 10 of Cups. And this one, this Harvest card, is the equivalent of Judgment in the traditional tarot deck. So before we really dive into all the little details of this reading, I do want to say just overall, just as a preface, I think this is about maybe you're at a time right now when you're feeling very all over the place, very like you're lacking direction, or maybe struggling to figure out what exactly to do, where to go, or you just maybe feel very out of place in your life. This protection card, it tells you two things. Number one, that yes, you are exactly where you need to be. Everybody feels lost and confused at times, but it's all part of the plan. You didn't do anything wrong. You're not going the wrong way. Everything is going exactly how it's supposed to. You are right where you're supposed to. You're always right where you're supposed to be. And then the second thing is that it's a reminder that you have people watching over you. You know, you have spirit guides, loved ones, whatever it is you believe in, God, whatever. There's people watching over you spiritually. They're protecting you spiritually. And not that I'm contacting anything, it's just a general overall reminder that everybody, you know, we all have people on the other side looking over us, and we're good. They've got an eye on us. We're protected in those ways. And in addition to them, you also have the ability to protect yourself, right? Remember that it's very important for us all to trust ourselves. Just in the same way that we watch over and care for the people that we love, it's important that we do the same thing for us, right? Trusting that you know how to make good decisions, you know how to protect yourself, all of those things. So keep that in mind as we go through all of this. Starting here, we've got Knight of Pentacles reversed, which Knight of Pentacles is somebody who works very, very hard, very consistently, puts in a lot of effort, works very efficiently to get what it is he's after. So reversed, it's kind of not putting in a whole lot of work into what it is that you're after, which here, I mean, having this card down here tells me that I think you're generally in a comfortable spot right now. Because I'm seeing here with this, I mean, what this tells me is it shows somebody who is comfortable in where they're at, right? They're comfortable financially, they're comfortable with their health, they're comfortable with whatever, just like, or specifically emotionally, or with cups, that makes me think like relationships. There's people around you who, you know, you have good relationships right now, which is causing this lack of progress forward. It almost makes me think of like even though there's things you could be working towards and you could be progressing on towards, you're kind of just, I don't think comfortable. What's the phrase I'm looking for? Like, it feels easier to stay where you're at than do the uncomfortable things in order to make progress. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, being in school, right? Maybe it's a situation where you could be doing more, you know, to bring those C's up to A's or B's or whatever, but you're kind of just more so good where you're at. When you're like, well, I could be doing better, but, you know, I'm pretty good with this, mostly. And when I say all of that, I mean that in a very, like, morally neutral sense. I don't think we always have to be working towards something. Sometimes it's cool to just be like, hey, this is where I'm at. And that's fine, you know. I'm just describing the situation. Here we have the moon below Page of Swords. Page of Swords reversed is like, I think if there is any part of you that wants to progress or grow or try something new, I think that just feels very complicated and overwhelming and difficult, right? And the moon tells me that the reason why any of that might seem like a lot is just because you have a hard, or at least right now, you're having a hard time seeing that thing clearly. You know, the moon in tarot represents like confusion or a hidden truth or something concealed, right? So I'm thinking with this reading, I think you're at a time where there's more you could be doing. Maybe there's a new path you could go down, a new opportunity you could try. But also at the same time, you're just feeling like that's a lot, you know? Not necessarily that where you're at right now is perfect, but also the idea of doing something different, it's kind of like well, that might just be more work than it's worth, or that, you know, I can't even like picture how I would do that, or, you know, that like overwhelmed kind of feeling. So I don't know if you're necessarily at a crossroads right now, but just kind of maybe even just in a more abstract way of like, well, you know, I could improve this, I could do that, but I don't know. So I say that because with this Ace of Swords, she's giving me the impression in this reading of like, if you decide to, you know, start this new thing, move in a new direction, make some, you know, real progress, it's not necessarily the thing itself that would be very big and monumental and a big change. It would more so be the decision to do that that would be the most difficult part. And yeah, I especially think that because of this Harvest card reverse. It tells me that, again, also with this Moon card, that these things that you are maybe deciding to do, new paths to go down, whatever, they're things that you, right now, it feels more difficult than it really is. It feels more monumental and complicated and confusing than it really is. And if you were to, you know, accept this sword, accept this opportunity and decide to go for it, it won't be as difficult as you think it will. I mean, also with this stuff, that also makes me feel like planning and researching would be a really, really good idea if that is what you choose to do. But all of this being said with this reading, I'm not going to tell you to go for it. If you want to, I absolutely think you should. But I feel like it's also perfectly valid to just say like, no, like, yeah, I could, but honestly, not right now. And I think the point of this reading is letting you know that whatever you choose to do, it's fine. Like, you'll be fine either way. I mean, I absolutely think that in life, one of our main purposes for being here is to grow spiritually, to evolve as people. But that doesn't mean that every second of every day you need to do that. you know. And of course, because this is a general reading, you know, everybody's going to have different takeaways from this, but whatever it is you want to do, it's fine. If you want to go for a new thing, that's really great. You got Ace of Swords here. Just make sure that you do the research, do some planning, and maybe once you do that, it also just won't feel that difficult. But at the same time, if you're like, honestly, not right now. I'm fine right now. Like, I don't need all of this new stuff right now. I kind of just want to be where I'm at and enjoy where I'm at right now. Then that's totally fine too. There's no pressure. There's no right or wrong thing to do. It's just whatever you do, it's good. Don't worry about it. I'm going to leave it there. If you have any questions about this, or if you'd like any part of this clarified, please let me know. You can leave a comment, or you can just reach out to me, whichever you prefer. The best way to reach out to me is on my TikTok at The Witch of Jasmine. You can also find me on Instagram at The Witch of Jasmine. I have a very, very small account on there because I really don't like Instagram. But if that's the most accessible place for you, that's why I have it there. Feel free to reach out to me on there. I hope that this gave you some clarity. And I don't know if it gave you much clarity, but at the very least, I hope this reading took some pressure off of you. I think that was the main gist of it. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye. Okay, let's get into Tranquility. We've got Pisces as well as the air symbol on there. Very nice. So today we are looking at what message. That was easy. Okay. We're looking at what message the moon has for you. Sorry. We've got a brand new moon cycle coming up, starting today, the 16th. What do you need to know? What do you need to keep in mind? What's going on for you? So as I'm shuffling very quickly, I invite you to take some deep breaths to ground yourself and center yourself. Get comfy. There we go. Okay, let's look at your cards. We have the Fool reversed, Four of Swords, King of Pentacles reversed, Knight of Athames, Ten of Chalices, sorry, oh my gosh, and Three of Chalices. So whatever you're working on, it looks like you have been really diving head first into it, which is great. I mean, Knight of Athames, aka Knight of Swords, he is what I usually describe as star athlete energy. He's somebody who, you know, has a goal in mind, has an intention, and is doing everything he needs to get it done, right? And that's really good. But with the Fool reversed, that tells me that there's not a whole lot of, or at least not enough planning and thought going into it. You might not really be prepared for what's ahead of you, or at least just not prepared enough. I think you could, and I mean, I think you could really benefit from taking some steps back. Not stopping, but I think if you continue going as hard as you're going, you could really end up being burned out, or just kind of getting off track a little too easily. With this Tranquility card, which if you're new to my readings, this oracle card is the overall theme, vibe, message for this reading, and with the Tranquility card, it's exactly what it sounds like. I think you could just use, you don't have to stop at all. Like, I do love this energy, but I think it would really benefit you to just take a step back, do what you need to do each day, but then once you're done with those things, like, be done with it, and give yourself time for some peace. Give yourself time to chill. And I would say with the Fool card too, make sure you're really prepared for what's to come. Take some extra planning time, do some research, look ahead, go to others for advice, whatever it is. And I think ultimately you'll feel better. I mean, yes, it'll help in the long run. It'll make you more successful in the long run to be able to, turn it on and turn it off. But also, I think you'll just feel better in the moment. It'll feel much more balanced, for sure. And here, too, this also very much points to that. Four of Swords is about taking a rest. I don't even want to say, like, taking a step back, necessarily, but just kind of, like, slowing down a bit, right? Making sure that when you're going to bed at night, you can rest well. Your mind's not still racing of, like, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this. I hope this goes this specific way, and if it goes this way, then I'm gonna be upset, or whatever. Just kind of like being like, hey, I did everything I was gonna do for today, and now I'm in bed and it's time to go to sleep, so I'm gonna stop thinking about those things, Again, and with this 10 of Chalices, that's very much, you will feel so much more peaceful. You have it in you to do that, right? Again, not only will it just help you be successful later on, right? Thinking more long term, but just right now in the moment, it'll help you really enjoy this journey more, And then over here, we've got King of Pentacles reversed with the 3 of Cups. I think, okay, so with all of this recklessness, unpreparedness, it could really lead you to this end result of King of Pentacles reversed. That's somebody who is kind of selfish. Well, I should say King of Pentacles himself is very abundant, right? He's very stable, in control of the material things, right? He's in control of his health. He's in control of his finances. He's in control of, but he has a very healthy level of control with it. So reversed, it's having a lack of control of those things, being very stingy and very greedy with what he has, taking that stuff for granted. That's the word. I think, when we are working too hard, too much, too fast, I think it can result in times when, if you were stressed about this whole situation for the entire time, it's not like the second you're successful, that stress is going to go away, right? It's still going to linger a bit. It's still going to make you say, like, well, I worked really damn hard for this. I can't let it go. I'm scared to spend the money. I'm scared to give it away. I worked for this, so I deserve it. Nobody else does. Stuff like that. I that's what this could all result in. That's what we want to stay away from. And I think to help prevent this from happening, it would also be really helpful for you to be around people you love, right? 3 of Chalices, that is all about, it's the friendship card, right? Being around people who can not just like give you advice or whatever, like, but just specifically people with good vibes, people who love and support you, or like a community with people that you love and support as well. I think that'll really help from keeping these kinds of feelings from coming out. Because again, I think it's not an insult. It's just like, I think that's just what happens when this kind of stuff gets out of whack. It's just how people are, Yeah, wow, this was incredibly straightforward. Let's pull another card. Why not? See what else. Let's ask a question. How about, what can you keep in mind when you're trying to be peaceful? What What can we do when we need to access, when we need to access this and this, but we're having a hard time? What can you keep in mind? What can you do to help calm those thoughts? Six of Swords. Okay. So that's about physically moving away from something. I think what would really help you is having a separate space for your work, right? And then having a separate space to relax and calm down and find peace. Again, I think that could go hand in hand with this, like going to a loved one's house, you know, or going to a peaceful, relaxing, fun place with others, or just, I think your environment can play a really big role in all of this for you, especially specifically in this case. So I would highly recommend that as well. Okay, well that's some really simple homework. Not simple, but straightforward homework for you. But if you have any questions or if you like any part of this clarified, please let me know. You can leave a comment or you can just reach out to me, whichever you prefer. The best place to reach out to me is on my TikTok at The Witch of Jasmine. You can also find me on Instagram. I have a very small account on there because I actually honestly really don't like Instagram. But I just created it in case that's the most accessible place for you. Feel free to find me on there. I'm wishing you a lot of luck with this new moon cycle. Honestly, I think that's some really nice homework to have. Take time for yourself. Take time to process everything, to plan, research, but also just take time to really rest. You got this. It's all about balance, right? Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye. All right, let's move on to Refinement. Let's go. It's got the Scorpio symbol as well as the air symbol on there. Interesting. So, as I'm pulling out your cards, I invite you to take some deep breaths. Oh, there we go. They're coming out nice and quick. I love it. I love it. Yeah, we're talking about what message the moon has for you. We've got a brand new moon cycle, which I personally am very excited about because the last one was, sorry. Cancer new moon. And if you don't know, I'm a Cancer moon, so that one really got me. So I'm looking forward to a new cycle. I hope you guys are too. Find out, what do you need to know for this? Oh my god, this cycle. What's going on? Let's find out. All right, we've got Temperance reversed, Page of Wands reversed, Knight of Pentacles, Seven of Chalices, Knight of Chalices, and Five of Chalices. Ooh, all right. So our oracle card here, if you're new to my readings, that's the overall theme, message, vibe, overall takeaway, or the main takeaway from my readings. So this Refinement card is all about getting rid of the things that no longer serve you. And this reading is definitely screaming that. I think there's things in your life right now that are really distracting, but like, sorry, there's a little fluff. Distracting, but like unnecessary, you know? Like unnecessary negativity or drama or just like dumb stuff. That's the feeling I'm getting. And I will say, I know that generally people say that full moons are a really good time to get rid of the things, release things that no longer serve you. Personally, I think new moons are the best time for that. Especially like on a dark moon, like specifically today. Just like getting rid of, like getting all the crap out, And that might even mean, this just popped into my head, like physically too, getting rid of stuff that you don't need, just stuff that's just kind of like lingering around, maybe things that have like bad vibes, like, I don't know, just cleaning it out, Anyway, I'm like, ooh, really getting that feeling from this, but let's dig into the details. We've got Temperance reverse, which is imbalance. I think, with tarot in general, there's overall with the cards a very, very big emphasis on balance, right? So I think that during this new moon and overall this new cycle, I think finding ways to like get rid of that crap in your life, whatever it is, really kind of even out the scales, right? Get rid of some of that negativity so we can focus more on that positivity. And, we'll get more into it here, but that'll really help you with whatever things you're working on, whatever, career stuff, relationship stuff, spiritual growth, yourself, whatever it is. I think that negativity is really blocking that. I don't know. I have this image of just like unclogging pipes. So it feels like you can't really get things going, right? Because there's just all this stuff that just needs to get thrown out, And obviously with that Temperance card too, it's a reminder that there is going to be some negativity in your life. It's impossible to get rid of all of it and just be love and light all the time. That's never what we're talking about here on my channel, but I think just really getting rid of just some of it, I think that'll make such a huge difference for you. It'll really help. And with this Seven of Chalices card here, which I'm going to show you up close, honestly, just because it's so pretty. It's such a cute card. But she's making a decision in this card. So that tells me that, especially going forward, I think there's going to be some things, some decisions for you to make that you really want to keep this in mind, right? I'm thinking like, I don't know if there's any like bad relationships with some people. I think during this new cycle they might kind of be like, hey, you want to come out with us? Hey, you want to do this with me? And you have to be like, you know what? No, I'm so sick of having you in my life. Like, I don't need this, and just cutting that off, right? Or maybe, that's just an example. I'm just picturing these like times, specifically like decisions to make. That'll be like, you know what? Do I want to continue doing this? Or is this the perfect opportunity for me to say no and get this out of here, move away from this, So keep that in mind going forward. We have Knight of Cups here, which Knight of Cups is one of my favorite cards in tarot. He's somebody who, you can see he's holding out this cup, right? It's symbolic of him offering his love and support, right? But when we have it down here, which, again, if you're new to my readings, this is the outer physical world, and this is the more your inner world, your inner self, your shadow self, right? So when it's down here, it represents you treating yourself that way, you offering yourself love and support, right? So I think that's really gonna open the door to that. Because with Page of Wands reversed, I think all of this is really just, like I was alluding to before, really preventing you from wanting to better yourself, wanting to make more positive choices in life, wanting to improve yourself and your life. Because that's what Page of Wands reverse is. It's just like lacking motivation, lacking any kind of ambition, just kind of being like, well, yeah, I could do this or do that, but like, why? You know, life is tough enough already. Why would I want to do that? I kind of honestly don't even know if I care enough to really make those improvements, you know? So I think just getting rid of all of this will really help kind of bring that back, you know, help fill your metaphorical chalice back up, right? With that joy and like excitement for life and just at least some sort of ambition. I think especially with, you know, this is not a side note, I promise, but just as an example, with things like, you know, negativity on like social media or the news or something, obviously that's probably never gonna just go away. But when we consume too much of that kind of stuff, it can really mess with us. It can make us feel hopeless or lose any kind of optimism or motivation or ambition, right? So again, not trying to say all love and light only, but really, I think cutting back on some of that kind of stuff, just, again, I'm just throwing out examples, but cutting out whatever negativity is holding you back, it's going to make a really, really big difference. Really think that's helpful for you right now. And then the result of that will be a little tough with this Five of Cups here, because Five of Cups is about loss and grief. That's just telling me that there's things, you know, maybe with these things that you're holding on to and are struggling to let go of, you're holding on to them because they might be covering up for something, you know, feelings that you don't want to deal with, right? Or just whatever the case, I think by letting go of these things, it will kind of bring you to a place where you need to confront some of the more difficult things. And again, specifically with Five of Cups, that's about like loss, grief, not necessarily just because of a death, but like any kind of loss or grief, like a dream that you had that didn't come true. But the thing is, it's not that this is going to make that happen. You already have these feelings, right? And all of this negativity, I think you're using as a distraction from that. And so this is just lingering, right? But once we can bring it up to the surface, that's when we can really deal with it. That's when we can really start that healing process, or whatever that looks like for you. And ultimately, once we've got this healing process started, that's when we got this Knight of Pentacles, of being able to work hard towards the things that you want, right? Trying to find that ambition, that motivation. And it's not going to be easy. Not at all. None of this is easy. But again, you'll have this ability to, or at the very least, it will start you on the path to having this ability to, you know, have that love and support for yourself, to be able to trust yourself, not look to this negativity as a distraction or a crutch or whatever it is, an excuse maybe, who knows. All of that being said, I don't want to make this all sound like big and scary. I'm just saying that it's one of those things that I think feels really scary in the beginning, but you will look back on and be so happy, and maybe even be like, why didn't I do that before? Why did it take me that long? Ultimately, you will come out the other side so much better. And at the very least, I think getting rid of, you know, cleansing out this negativity in your life is always a good thing. So at least start there. Let's go ahead and pull another card. I love pulling extra cards. What's some kind of something you can keep in the back of your head when, you know, you need to make these difficult decisions, or when this negativity is a little tough to let go of? What can you keep in the back of your head? keep in mind. Oh, there's 2. Ooh! Got the Devil reversed and 8 of Pentacles. That might look scary, but it's actually a really nice sign. The Devil is, you know, he represents like addiction, obsession over something, temptation, materialism, bad habits, things like that. So having it reversed is overcoming those things. He is, in tarot, he is a symbol for, you know, like the devil on your shoulder, right? Telling you to do the wrong thing. It's a temptation to give into. So having it reversed, again, it's saying no to that devil and saying, no, I want better for myself. You know, I loved this coping mechanism. I loved this little thing that made me feel better in the moment, but that's not good for me long term, and I'm sticking to that. So that's really good. And 8 of Pentacles is, you know, it's something you have to learn how to do. It's tough. It takes practice. It's something you have to work on every day, but ultimately you're going to end up in such a better spot. And I think you'll end up being very proud of yourself. So this is a lot to take in, I feel like, but ultimately what you can focus on right now is just get rid of the ugly, get rid of the negativity. Let's just start there. Even if it's small things, I don't want to overwhelm you, but even if it's just small things, it'll really, really help. Yeah. So if you have any questions, please let me know. You can leave a comment or you can just reach out to me, whichever you prefer. The best place to reach out to me is on my TikTok at The Witch of Jasmine. I also have a very small Instagram account. I don't really like Instagram, but I opened it just in case. If that's the most accessible place for you, feel free to reach out to me on there. But I am wishing you lots and lots and lots and lots of luck with this. I know so much of this is easier said than done. I mean, this is the message that the moon has for you. If the moon is telling you that it's a good idea, I don't know. Probably a good idea. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!